Good morning, listeners of Hot Topic and Fresh News. Today, on Saturday, August 18th, 2024, we're diving into the headlines that are shaping the news landscape. In the United Kingdom, the Sunday Express has raised alarm over Chancellor Rachel Reeves's decision to cut winter fuel payments, affecting approximately 10 million pensioners this season, with concerns about the unpublicized impact report. Meanwhile, the Mail on Sunday criticizes the Labour government's settlements with unions, forecasting a staggering $14 billion expense due to public sector wage increases. On a lighter note, a new children's book highlights an amusing incident between the late Queen and a famous actor at a tea party. Across the ocean, in Colombia, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's tour is under scrutiny, with calls for Prince Harry to address historical injustices linked to his lineage. Domestically, the Sunday Telegraph announces new plans from the Home Secretary to combat online radicalization by treating extreme misogyny as a form of terrorism. In war news, the Sunday Times offers a grim view inside Ukrainian prison cells holding Russian soldiers, capturing the chaos of the recent Kursk region skirmish. These stories and more are unfolding today, and we're here to keep you informed with all the essential details. Hello, everyone! I'm Emily Norma, your host here on Hot Topic and Fresh News.
And I'm David, joining in today.
Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to stay updated with our daily news coverage. Straight to the hot topics.
Could you elaborate on the implications of Chancellor Rachel Reeves hiding the report on winter fuel payments?
Absolutely. The hidden report apparently contains details about the severe consequences of cutting winter fuel payments for about 10 million pensioners in England and Wales. This decision could leave many elderly facing harsh winters without sufficient support, sparking a significant public and political backlash.
And what about the Mail on Sunday's report regarding the financial impact of settling with unions?
They're reporting that the financial burden from public sector pay rises could escalate to $14 billion, up from an initially set-aside $10 billion. This includes pay increases for general practitioners, nurses, teachers, and other workers, which reflects the government's concession to union demands, possibly affecting the national budget.
Shifting focus to the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, what's the controversy they're facing in Colombia?
During their tour, the couple visited a town founded by escaped slaves, where residents have urged Prince Harry to apologize for his family's historic involvement in the slave trade. This situation places the royal family again under scrutiny concerning historical social issues.
The Sunday Telegraph highlighted new anti-radicalization plans. What does this entail?
The Home Secretary has unveiled a strategy aimed at combating the radicalization of young men online. For the first time, this includes treating extreme misogyny as a form of terrorism, which marks a significant policy shift and addresses growing concerns about online hate cultures.
Lastly, could you touch on the situation with the captured Russian soldiers reported by the Sunday Times?
Yes, the Sunday Times featured stories from Russian soldiers captured by Ukraine during the conflict in the Kursk region. These accounts describe a scene of chaos and desertion by commanders, highlighting the disarray and the unexpected nature of the Ukrainian advance. This provides a rare insight into the ongoing conflict's ground realities.
Let's discuss the conditions of Russian conscripts during the Ukraine invasion. What insights can you share about their situation?
These young conscripts were caught completely off guard. An architecture student, just 22 years old, revealed he was expecting mere training during his compulsory service, not actual combat. This paints a dire picture of unpreparedness and chaos within the Russian ranks, truly a scenario of desperation and disorder.
Transitioning to domestic issues, could you explain the significant reforms proposed by the Work and Pensions Secretary?
Liz Kendall is advocating for a major overhauling of the back-to-work system, which she describes as broken. With a near-record 2.8 million people out of work due to long-term sickness, she stresses the necessity to move away from a blame culture that targets individuals who are unemployed, focusing instead on substantial systemic changes.
There's been criticism about clapping for the NHS during the pandemic. What are the concerns?
The health ombudsman, Rebecca Hilsenrath, expressed that the nationwide applause, though well-intentioned, might have inadvertently placed the NHS beyond critique. She argues this attitude could prevent necessary feedback and reforms within the health service, suggesting it's crucial to listen to those it fails to serve adequately.
Shifting back to the political realm, how substantial are the financial implications of the public sector pay rises?
The Labour government's decision to resolve public sector wage disputes is expected to leave a considerable financial footprint, estimated at $14 billion, far exceeding the $10 billion initially set aside. Critics argue that this approach treats taxpayers like cash machines, funding significant pay rises amid financial constraints.
Reflecting on my time covering the economic downturn in the late 2000s, it was clear how financial decisions made at the top reverberated through every level of society. It seems we're witnessing similar patterns today with government financial management during crises. How do you see these patterns playing out in the current context?
Indeed, the parallels are notable. Just as past economic policies had long-term impacts on public trust and financial stability, today's decisions, be it handling public sector finances or reforming health and employment systems, will shape public perception and effectiveness of governance for years to come. It's a delicate balance of fiscal responsibility and social welfare.
The topic of King Charles's decision to reduce security for Prince Andrew at the Royal Lodge is quite significant. What's the broader impact of this move?
This decision underscores a shift within the royal family's approach to managing public and private affairs, particularly concerning members who are embroiled in controversy. By reducing Prince Andrew's security detail, it puts him in a challenging position publicly and may be seen as a push for him to vacate the Royal Lodge, where he's lived for 20 years. This move is reflective of a broader attempt to modernize and perhaps economize the monarchy in the public's eye.
As we're nearing the end of our segment today, could you share some final thoughts on how these varied topics reflect broader social or political trends?
Today's discussions from the international to the domestic sphere highlight a world in transition. Whether it's the unexpected hardships faced by young conscripts, the systemic overhauls proposed in the UK's public sectors, or shifts within the British monarchy, each story contributes to a narrative of significant change. These changes are not just responses to past issues but are shaping the future landscape in which these institutions will operate.
Indeed, the ripple effects of these decisions will be something to watch. As we wrap up today's discussion, it's clear that the world is grappling with changes that span from the halls of government to the lives of individuals.
Thanks for tuning into Hot Topic and Fresh News today. We've covered everything from international military tensions to significant domestic policy shifts and even royal household changes. It's been a whirlwind of insights, and we're thrilled you joined us. Remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on our discussions. Your engagement truly supports our work. Share our content on your social platforms and let us know your thoughts in the comments.
And hey, keep those notifications on because you don't want to miss what's coming up. It's going to be just as engaging, if not more. We're here every day, bringing you the latest and keeping it light. Make sure to tune in, and maybe next time, I'll share another one of my infamous news anecdotes that always seems to amuse.
We're genuinely grateful for your time and enthusiasm. Looking forward to having you with us in the next episode, where we continue to explore the ever-evolving landscape of news.
Don't be strangers now. Join us again. It's always better when you're part of the conversation.
Stay in the loop, keep your eyes on the news, our channel's content will amuse.